You've heard it 100 times. Skip the daily coffee and you'll retire a millionaire. It's a comforting story, and it quietly gets the whole thing backwards. Because while you're feeling guilty about a $5 latte, three much bigger numbers are deciding your entire financial future, and almost no one is watching them. The small stuff is a distraction. These three are the game. Stick with me, because by the end you'll know exactly which three numbers to watch and why the coffee was never really the problem. This isn't financial advice. It's about where your attention actually belongs. Let's be fair to the coffee for a second. Cutting small, mindless spending isn't wrong. It just isn't where the wealth is decided. And here's the sneaky problem with the latte story. It puts all your focus on the smallest, most emotionally draining decisions, and none on the ones that actually matter. Obsessing over every small purchase does two things, both bad. It exhausts your willpower on decisions that barely move the needle, and it gives you a comforting sense of doing something about money, while the three numbers that truly build wealth go completely unmanaged. So let's turn around and look at the door. Here are the three numbers that actually decide whether you get rich, and the good news is, you only need to win at these. Quick pause before we dig in. If this way of thinking about money is landing for you, don't forget to subscribe and give a thumbs up. It genuinely helps the channel, and it keeps these breakdowns coming every single week. Number 1. Your savings rate, the single most powerful number in personal finance. Your savings rate is simply the share of your income you keep and put to work, instead of spending. And it matters more than almost anything, including how much you earn, because it does two jobs at once. A high savings rate means you're building wealth faster and learning to live on less, which lowers the finish line you're even aiming for. That's the part the coffee story misses entirely. Illustratively, the difference between saving a small single-digit share of your income and saving a solid double-digit share isn't a few years. It can be the difference between working forever and reaching freedom decades early. One dial, enormous leverage. And you don't move it by fighting lattes. You move it by aiming at the big stuff. Which brings us to number 2. Number 2, your three biggest expenses: housing, transportation, and food. For most people, these three swallow the overwhelming majority of everything they spend, which means one smart decision on any of them can save more in a single month than a whole year of skipped coffees, quietly, permanently, with no daily willpower required. This is the opposite of the latte grind. You make the choice once: a home that fits comfortably, a car that doesn't own you, a food system that isn't leaking money, and it keeps paying you every single month afterward automatically. Fix the big three, and you can stop micromanaging everything else. The wealthy understand this instinctively. They guard the big categories fiercely and stop sweating the small ones. It's not discipline, it's leverage. Number 3, your income, and the gap between it and your spending. Here's a truth the coffee story hides. There's a limit to how much you can cut. You can only trim expenses down to 0, but there's no ceiling on how much you can earn, through skills, better paying work, a side income, or growing your value over time. Cutting has a floor. Earning doesn't have a roof. But, and this is the trap that ruins high earners, income only builds wealth if it widens the gap. If your spending rises every time your income does, you can earn a fortune and still stay broke. The number that matters isn't what you make. It's what you make minus what you spend, and whether that gap actually gets invested. So the three numbers work together. Grow your income, hold the line on your big three, and your savings rate climbs almost on its own. And that's when the money you keep can finally go to work compounding. 3 dials. That's the whole machine. So here's the reframe. The latte factor tells you to win the game by making 100 tiny sacrifices you'll resent and eventually abandon. The real path is the opposite. Make a few big decisions well and let them quietly do the work for years. Watch your savings rate. Guard your big three. Grow the gap between what you earn and what you spend. Get those 3 right and you can absolutely buy the coffee. Get them wrong and skipping it was never going to save you. This is education, not advice. Your situation is your own, and a licensed professional is worth it for the specifics. If this took some guilt off your shoulders, here's the one small ask. Don't forget to subscribe and give a thumbs up. Every week we break down how money actually works. No hype. And the free net worth tracker in the description is built to show you these exact 3 numbers moving over time. Before you go, tell me in the comments, which of the 3 numbers are you fixing first? Your savings rate, your big 3 expenses, or the gap between what you earn and what you spend? Drop a 1, a 2, or a 3. I read every reply. I'll see you in the next one.